Hey y'all, my name's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So today's video is going to be a book haul video. Haven't done one of these in quite a while. I can't remember the last time, but I know one of my most popular videos, one of the first ones I ever did, was a big, huge book haul. I don't have quite as many books as that one, but I'll link it in the description box below in case you need any ideas. But I also wanted to say I'm excited to be back in front of my bookshelves. I haven't been able to access them for several months without contorting my body to maneuver around things to get to books. My family had some stuff in front of it because we were transitioning and moving things. So yay, I'm excited. It's the little things in life, you know. So anyways, I have some books that I bought, and all of them are from thrift stores, which if you've watched my videos before, I absolutely love looking for books in thrift stores. It's kind of like a treasure hunt for me because I'm like, ooh, I know that book, I've seen it, especially if it's a brand new book. That is the best. But I love finding books that I want to read and purchasing them for really cheap. So that means I can buy more books. So I'm going to start off with nonfiction books. So the first one I have is It's Not That Complicated by Anna Sophia and Elizabeth Botkins. This book was, I saw it on Haley Annabelle's channel, and she has quite a few good nonfiction. I haven't read any of them. I'm not a big nonfiction reader, but they look really good. She recommended this book and several others, and I happened to see this one in the thrift store like a couple of days after I saw her video with this one in it. How to relate to guides in healthy, sane, and biblical way. So I am obviously, well, if you haven't watched my channel, you don't know, but I am married. And you know, it's not as relevant to me. I'm not like dating or anything, but I still think it might be relevant to like dating your spouse type of thing. And also I have a daughter, so I can keep stuff in mind for when she gets to that age, which is going to be a long time, but I'm an overachiever and I like to prepare way ahead of advance. I'm already thinking about that. Anyways, so I grabbed this book. The next one I got was The Excellent Wife, there's a glare, sorry, by Martha Peace. And it says a biblical perspective. So I think there are some scriptures to kind of support what she is saying. And this book actually was recommended to me by a fellow churchgoer at my church. She's in my Bible study, or not Bible study, what's it called? Bible school. We don't call it that, we call it something else. But she actually lended her copy to me, and in a couple of days I will have had that thing in my possession for a year, and I haven't read it. So yeah, so I was really excited to find this one because I do want to read it eventually, but I really should give it back to her. I've held it hostage for this long and I haven't read it yet. But like I said, nonfiction is not quite my thing. It requires more brain power than I've been able to have lately with pregnancy and having a newborn infant. But anyways, I do want to get this, and look, it's in quite nice condition, so I was very pleased. But I am going to give back the other one that I've had for far too long. Have y'all ever done that? Have y'all ever? I feel bad. Last one in the nonfiction section is Women of the Bible, a one-year devotional study of women in Scripture by Anne Sprangler and Jean E. Swicerda, however you say it. Anyways, I had heard about this one from Kat at Kat Stories. She had mentioned this, that she had done in a Bible study about women in the Bible, and I have really wanted to study women in the Bible. I love hearing about people and their like real life stories and how God has impacted them. And you know, I have not read the whole Bible yet, but it is an area of interest, is women in the Bible. Long story short, that was longer than I meant it to be, I should say. Anyways, so Kat had mentioned it on her channel, and I was really excited to find it at the thrift store. So yay! And it's like I don't know if you can see, but it's like, you can't really tell there's a woman on the cover. I didn't realize that until I picked it up, because it looks like just, it doesn't appear, it's not apparent to me that there's a woman on the cover. I'm rambling. Moving on. Alright, so starting my fiction section, I got one book from my grandmother's house. She passed away December last year, and my family's been dispersing, you know, her things, and I guess I'm the reader, the big reader in the family, and so my grandmother wasn't a huge reader. She read a little bit, but she didn't have like a library, is what I'm trying to say. She had a few books in her possession, and this is one of them. I grabbed this one. Never heard of it, know nothing about it. I know she liked Mary Alice Monroe. Let me know if y'all have read her before. I have not. I don't know if she's clean. I think she would be. I can't picture my grandmother reading something not clean. But let me know. Give me a heads up if you have read this author or even read this book. But yeah, so this book, Last Light Over Carolina, it is set in South Carolina, which is probably why my grandmother liked to read these books, because we live in South Carolina. My family lives in South Carolina. And it is about Carolina Morrison and her husband, a shrimp boat captain, is missing, and there is some drama happening in their marriage. They had a falling out, it looks like. I don't really know, but I grabbed it. I thought I'd give it a try. Again, please let me know, because I would rather avoid not clean books, but I think it's clean. I don't know. I've seen this book everywhere, The Spice King by Elizabeth Camden. It is book 1, and props to the publisher. It says book 1 on the spine. Good job. Gold star from me. But I have book 3 behind me, and I was excited to find book 1 at Mr. K's for $3. But yeah, I think this is about Gray. He has a global spice empire, but it's come at a cost. Resolved to salvage his family before they spiral out of control. He returns to his ancestral home for good after years of traveling the world. So it says some more, but you know, it's historical fiction. It's Christian. Other people have recommended it. I'm excited to one day get to it. This is another Christian fiction, Elizabeth Camden historical fiction book. This is the first one in the series. Bethany House. Where you at with this is supposed to be number 1. Where is it at? Anyways, A Dangerous Legacy. I think this is, forgot what the series is called, but telegraph operator Lucy Drake is a master of Morse code and has made herself a valuable asset to the Associated Press News Agency. But the sudden arrival of Sir Colin Beckworth at rival British news agency Reuters puts her hard-earned livelihood at risk. Colin is talented, handsome, insufferably charming, and keeping a secret that jeopardizes his reputation. Ooh. Yeah, this is the first one, and where's it at? Camden. I think this is the second one. A Daring Venture, and I'm not going to read the back just in case it's spoilery for the first, but I believe I have book 1 and book 2. Yay! I think there's more, but we'll get there. We'll finish the series eventually. Alright, so The Skin Map by Stephen Lawhead, and this would not typically, I would not gravitate to a book like this. The cover doesn't especially appeal to me, but I heard about it from Stacy over at Wandering with Stacy. She highly recommended it. She loves Stephen Lawhead books, so I thought I would give it a try after I saw it in Mr. K's for $5. It's a little bit more expensive than I would like to pay, but I really wanted to have it because I trust her opinion. She has very good recommendations. So this one is, I think it's about a multi-layered universe. Let's see. One explorer knew more than most, braving every danger. He toured both time and space on voyages of heroic discovery, ever on his guard and fearful of becoming lost in the cosmos. He developed an intricate code, a road map of symbols that he tattooed onto his own body. The skin map has since been lost in time. Now the race is to recover all the pieces and discover its secrets. So it is published by Thomas Nelson. I don't know. I can't remember if Stacy said if it was particularly had faith involved in it, but I know it's most likely clean. I think it is. Almost positive it is. But yeah, there's that one. I have another Tessa Afshar book in my collection now. This is number 2 that I have. I still have not read Tessa Afshar. I know. I need to get to it. She's on my list, okay? Biblical fiction I'm a little weary of because I have not read the whole Bible, so I don't want to confuse myself, but we'll get there one day. Anyways, so this is The Hidden Prince. It is a fairly recent release. I think it came out this year, maybe last year, I can't remember, but pretty new. Very exciting to find it. It was $8.50 from Mr. K's. That's about as most as I'll pay for a used book, but I had to have it. It's gorgeous, and I know it's good. So this one is set during the time of Daniel. Kern, a gifted young Jewish scribe, is in the household of Daniel, learns languages and swordsmanship alongside the great man's sons and their friend Jared. But a tragic accident changes the course of her life, and she finds herself far from home, charged with a mysterious task: teach a shepherd boy to be a lord. She soon learns hints of the child's true parentage and realizes she must protect him from a bloodthirsty king. So, yay! I got a Lynn H. Blackburn book, Unknown Threat. It's part of the Defend and Protect series. It's a U.S. Secret Service book. Oh, look. Book 1. Look up there. I think this is Rebel. Yeah, good job, Rebel. I'm not quite sure. Well, I guess I could read the back since it's book 1. U.S. Secret Service Special Agent Luke Powell is lucky to be alive. 3 of his fellow agents have died in unusual circumstances in the past 10 weeks. Luke is devastated by the loss of his friends and colleagues, and his inability to locate the killer feels like a personal failure. FBI Special Agent Faith Malone is driven to succeed and confident in her ability to solve every case she's assigned. She's been put in charge of the investigation into the unprecedented attacks, and with Luke's life in danger, the stakes have never been higher. But now it's hard to know how to fight back when you don't know who the enemy is. So, love a good, potentially romantic, I'm not sure, but it's a good thriller suspense book, I am told. So, the next 2 are part of a series. So is the Mayflower Bride series. This is book 1. I have read it, and I think I've read up to book 4. So I highly recommend this series if you really like historical fiction. It starts off with, I forget her name, Mary Elizabeth Chapman. She is a passenger on the Mayflower, and this book is about her journey from, I forget where exactly, somewhere. I forget where exactly they start off with. Somewhere in Europe. But she and her family go to the New World, and it is about her faith journey. She is absolutely terrified to do this, leave everything she's ever known, and trust in God. And so her faith has really, really grown throughout this. It's also about William. He is a non-believer, and he has a salvation story as a part of that, and it is their romance, and it is absolutely sweet. It's one of the best books I've found that has faith elements, and it has tons of prayer, tons of scripture, tons of relying on the Lord to get them through difficult times, because they went through it in the journey to get to America. They lost a lot of people. There's a lot of hardship. A lot of history in here a lot of details that I didn't particularly realize. So book 1, like I said, I've read to book 4. This one has been my favorite of the series so far. It is very, very good. This one I think is book 5 or 6. I can't remember. You can read them as standalones, but I think you get more out of it because Mary Elizabeth Chapman once she gets married, she has a daughter, and, well, she has children, I should say. And the whole series follows her descendants. So each book is about a lady that is, related to her. X amount of greats in there, but it is her whole family tree, which is really fascinating. It's an interesting concept to have for a book series. So I was really intrigued by it, but it goes through time, so you can see how her descendants have impacted America. And I think this particular book is 1794. So it goes through time, but yeah, it is the Cumberland Bride, and isn't that a gorgeous cover? I love 1700s fashion. I don't know if I could wear it every day, but I think it's gorgeous. But yes, so the Mayflower Bride. The Mayflower Bride. I was so excited to find this book, A Match in the Making by Jen Turano. I have read this, and I was very, very excited to find it in Goodwill for like $1.50. It is a new release, so that is especially exciting. It was a good day. I didn't really find anything else, but this made the trip worth it, So this book is about Gwendolyn, and she is kind of roped into becoming a matchmaker. And so she is challenged to find a bride for a man during, I think it's his early 1900s. I can't remember, but yeah. So she needs to find a bride for this man, and he is trying to find a bride because he has 3 very mischievous children, and he thinks that they need a mother. So she is trying to find somebody for him, and then it snowballs from there because more men need help finding brides and things like that. So it used to be back in the day that the matchmakers would work for the women, so this is kind of, unprecedented for the matchmaker to help the men find brides. So yeah, it was very funny, very witty, very entertaining, a love story. I think I gave it 4 stars. I probably would bump it up to 4.5 now that I think about it more. You know how a book kind of ruminates in your mind a little bit more. You're like, oh, I should have rated it that. But anyways, so I very much enjoyed this one, and I'm excited to now own it. And I think the second book comes out in a couple of months or early next year maybe. I'm excited to get that one too. But I have the first one in my possession, Jamie Jo. So this is a very new release as well. The Vanishing of Castle Maro. If I slow down, maybe I can actually speak. So this one, I mean, look at the cover. I would want to own it just for the cover, like the gray and the pink. This is also my daughter's like nursery colors, so I'm especially drawn to it right now, but I think it's gorgeous. It is dual timeline, just as all of Jamie Jo's books are. I've not read her yet. I can't remember if I said that. I may have already said that. But I really hope to get to this one, hopefully this month. We'll see. But anyways, this one is 1870 timeline and a present day timeline. So in 1870, orphaned Daisy Francois takes a position as a housemaid at a Wisconsin castle to escape the horrors of her past life. There she finds a reclusive and eccentric Gothic authoress who hides tales more harrowing than the ones in her novels. As women disappear from the area and the eerie circumstances seem to parallel a local legend, Daisy is thrust into a web that could ultimately steal her sanity, if not her life. In the present day, Cleo Clemens is hired by the grandson of an American aristocratic family to help his grandmother face her hoarding in the dilapidated Castle Maro. But when Cleo uncovers more than just the woman's stash of collectibles, a century-old mystery and the dust of the old castle's curse threaten to rise again, this time to leave no one alive to tell the sordid tale. Ooh, it sounds perfect for October. Oh, I think I got, yeah, this one, I got this one from Mr. K's for $8.50. All right, so I got another Tessa Afshar book. I did not realize I got more than one. So, yay, slowly building my collection so I can one day read her. But Harvest of Rubies. This one is a biblical fiction during the time of Nehemiah. The prophet Nehemiah's cousin has been catapulted into the center of the Persian court, working long hours, rubbing elbows with royalty, and becoming the queen's favorite scribe. Not bad for a woman living in a man's world. Right, I got 2 books in the Hope Beach series by Colleen Coble. So Tidewater Inn is the first one, and Rosemary Cottage is the second one. And I was kind of inspired to get these 2 because I really enjoyed her Annie Peterson series. So I wanted to try something else by her and see. But I think this one is about Libby, and she has inherited a hotel, and there's some disgruntlement from her newly discovered siblings who thought they would get the hotel, and I think her friend disappears, and I think it's a mystery to find her friend, if I'm not mistaken. So don't want to read the second one, of course, but don't read the back of the second one. Just will to protect myself from spoilers. So there's these 2. Next up we have The Thief of Blackfriars Lane by Michelle Greep, and oh, it's a Christie Awards winner. I think this has been described as kind of like a romantic couple duo. It's a romance set, kind of like a Sherlock-y type world where, you know, it's Victorian. Yes, Victorian England. I was trying to not mess up my time frame here. Victorian England, sleuthing, figuring out mysteries. I think this is very fall-esque, so maybe I'll get to this month. We'll see. But I own it, so I'm going to link all these books in the description. I know I'm being more descriptive for some versus the other. I'm trying to hurry and not to make this video forever long. So I will link all the books below so you can check them out and look more in depth into them. But last one is Christmas at Carnton by Tamara Alexander. I know she is very good at writing faith in her books, and I ran across this one at Goodwill, and it was 50 cents. So I'm not usually drawn to Christmas books, but we'll see. I'm going to try and read a couple this Christmas season, and this might be one of them. So I think it looks like a novella, but let's see. Amid war and the fading dream of the Confederacy, a wounded soldier and a destitute widow discover the true meaning of Christmas and sacrificial love. So, we'll see. Has anybody read it? Let me know. Alright, y'all, so that's all the books that I bought, acquired since April 2023 to now, which is the end of September. So let me know what you think, if you have read any of these books, if I should prioritize any of them. So I hope to hear from you in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.